Oh, you bitch. This is where I get most of the short videos from. You know what? Dude, where'd Riley go? What? Oh, okay. I thought you meant underneath. Because you can go, if you go down that side.
Yeah, I don't know if I can.
There's no. It's not. Hold on. So where do you have to get down? I mean, this part might be there. Right here. Then there's this little stuff right here. Put on it. Quick to go in. That's how I get my idea. Oh, yeah. Jumping keys, right? Hey guys. What's up, Blink Fairy and Corey Parker? How you guys doing? Finally got Skip up over here with us.
Hey guys, how are ya? We got Riley, the ghost busting dog, with us today. Oh.
No, look at the camera. No, don't do that. Look at the camera.
Well, for anyone who checked our my tattoo out the other day, I kind of look like a wound patient, but hopefully get this plastic crap off me tomorrow and I can actually see my tattoo again. Check it out though, it's pretty cool. The intricacy is amazing.
It's about a two-hour video. We sat in the shop and recorded the whole thing. Also, thank you for our sponsors, W Energy. We appreciate you guys. We still need you to send us product though.
Yeah, it really works. It's gave me some energy, and it didn't make me jittery, and tastes really good too. Usually, I hate energy drinks. It just tastes like shit.
Sorry, bro. It's not that I don't want to
But, unless you put vodka in it, but that's kind of defeating.
Stop it.
I suppose.
Stop it. Stop.
Right, it is.
You're all fucking muddy, sucker. What's up, guys? How's everybody's day going? Jesus Christ, have heavier feet, why don't you? Did you hear that person running? Jesus Christ, got some bumpers on him. This is Riley.
Who did that?
Oh,
Motherfucker. Stop.
you're with my daddy.
What's up, guys?
I guess this is our moment of zen.
Stop. You're making it not zenful. What? I know, and then you're spraying water all over the whole bench, fuckhead. So you're gonna wash these tomorrow? What's up, y'all? Hope everybody's having a good day. We're just chilling. Up here at the river as always.
Well, guys, I'm going to cut it short because Bo and I are going to go out and have some lunch. Since we're big boys, we're going to go to a buffet and try to put a hurt on the restaurant today. And I need to go out and charge my battery, so I got to get back.
But I am going to be up here this whole time.
Yes, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And probably tomorrow, Scottie wants me to tell my story. I don't know how interesting it is. I did spend 20 years in the nightclub business, working for less than reputable people, so I do have a couple of stories. But grew up in nightclub business in South Beach in the 80s, so as you can tell, I've been around the block a few times. So anyway, don't know how interesting it will be, but if you want to tune in, I'd be more than happy to share it with you. I guess Scottie and Bo told their stories, and so anyway.
Nope, haven't got to Bo yet.
Haven't got to Bo yet. All right, very good.
It's just been me so far.
All right.
Because Bo keeps taking her around.
Well, just so you know who we are. And comments, please give us comments. We'd love to have them, just so we know what you'd like to see here in beautiful Boise, Idaho. I know Scottie hates the place, but I love it.
I hate the city, not necessarily this stuff. If I could be out here all the time, this would be sweet. Other than that, the city sucks balls.
Indeed. All right. Well, I think Riley and I are gonna skedaddle. Go charge my battery up. So, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will talk to you soon.
Got a wound on the paw.
Come on, baby.
Got a wound there. It's a little one.
Oh, it's one of those. It's for little bits. All right. See you guys.
All right.
Come on. All right, man. I'll see you this afternoon. I'll bring you something to eat.
Thank you. No, go with Dad. I'm not staying with you.
Come on. Come on. Come with Dad.
I'll carry you. You gotta go with Dad.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Give me 1 second. I gotta dry this bench off real quick. Dog's paws were wet. Put it over here again. Finally decided to bring my damn hat with me. I always forget my hat. My hat is Sons of Liberty. I don't know how long I'll be live. I'm just kind of. Not much. We're just hanging out. Kind of came out here to just chill out and go live and talk to you guys and see how your guys' Saturday's going. I mean, Sunday's going. Um, I want to try. I'm trying my best to make sure I go live every day, at least for a half an hour to an hour. That way, my live is pushed out there. You've been on one of my lives before. Cool. I appreciate you coming back. Where are you from? Where are you from exactly? I would like to know where people are from a lot. That way, I know where everybody I'm reaching. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. Australia? Hell yeah. So far, we've had people from now Australia, Serbia, or not Serbia. I think it might be Serbia. We've had people from Iceland, Ireland, Scotland, and then a couple from the U.S. that I remember. But so anybody that's on here, please put where you're at, where you're from. I appreciate it. We appreciate you guys tuning in. So I put my whole heart and soul into this. No, I'm from the United States. We haven't had Canada yet. We actually have not had Canada yet. Ironically, I'm actually surprised we haven't had any Canadians in here. I know that we have had viewers from France. We've had viewers from Germany, Japan, um, the Netherlands. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody's ever commented Canada before. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised if we reached out or reach Canada, but so far nobody has said that that's where they're from yet. I hope to be able to get at least one viewer from every country and every state. That would be sick. That'd be so cool to literally have comments from every state and every country. I mean, it's very hard to get, especially when you're shooting in America. Like, it's hard for it to reach places like that. I know that it says, I think it's like 54% of my my followers. Sorry, let me try that again. It says 57% are. So we have 57%, I believe, from America, and then the rest is from other countries. I don't think I've seen any Canadians say anything yet. And on my analytics, it doesn't show anybody from Canada. So maybe it's, you never know. That's the weird part. I'm surprised nobody's said that they're from Canada yet. If you are from Canada and you are in one of my lives, please let us know, because we want to try to get somebody from every country. I think that would be sick. Yeah, I try to go live around this time every day. Um, Sometimes it's a little later than this, but where I live, I can't really go live there because it's not the best place. I appreciate you. That would be fucking awesome. Here it is 11 o'clock in the afternoon, or in the morning. I mean, it's almost afternoon. But I appreciate anybody that comes in and watches the live and shares the live, or Cricky. Keep freaking forgetting. Yeah, it's Sunday here. Yeah, it's Sunday. I get up early because I do recovery classes during the day. Um, During the weekends, we have to do this thing called the check-in. Yeah, I'll be shooting. I'll be going live tomorrow too. Yeah, I am a recovering pill addict and a recovering meth addict. Um, I was addicted to pills from the time I was 13 to the time I was 30, and then I was addicted to meth from the time I was 21 to the time I was 30. I'm 33 now, so I've been. I think I went to rehab not last year, but the year before. So yeah, it's drug and alcohol classes, and I appreciate you because I like to refer to our community as a family. We're all looking out for each other, and that's another. I have a Discord. If you guys ever want to talk in the Discord, it's on. It's tagged on my channel here. Um, I just got it back up and going yesterday. It closed out for some reason, but it's back up. Same name is on here. It's the Adventures of Scottie and Skip. But you just go to Discord and we're on there. You can also reach out to us on Instagram, which is Scottie Cully, or you can reach out to us on my Facebook, which is Scottie Cully. Skip doesn't have those things, but he usually uses text message stuff and whatnot. But you can reach out to both of us on Discord, and we'll sit and talk to you guys or whatever you need. We're also working on fixing a merch drop. My name is Scottie Cully. Um, and that's a yeah. You can go ahead and find me on. I have a couple accounts. It's the one that you're looking for is me sitting there with my finger up. I'm flipping off the camera, but I have a couple Facebooks. Um, and are you sober and doing good now, or are you still struggling? So it's Scottie, and C. The last name is Culley. Oh, three of your kids are addicts. Well, um, so as a person that fought through drug addiction for as long as I did, best thing to do for them, obviously, is just be there and listen to them, and uh, like I said, even if you need to come on here and talk to us, or if I mean, I don't know how old your kids are or whatever, but if they ever need someone to talk to or get advice from or whatever they need, I mean I'll be there for both of you. And see, that's all you really can do is just be there for your kids and be there for them through the drug addiction. Because I mean, in all reality, even as a mother, and I don't know from a mother's point of view because I'm obviously not a mom, but I do know what it looked like to hurt my mom and um, have to have my mom watch me go through that. Even through because I was born with a disability and I lost a leg, so having to watch, but through all that stuff, a drug addiction sucked worse than any of it. It was the hardest thing that I ever had to get through. Um, and just know as a mom, regardless of what happens, it's not your fault. It's nothing you ever did wrong. It's nothing you ever that ever happened between you and them that caused it. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, it's not definitely ain't easy to watch your kids go through something like that. Um, and it's especially sitting back and having the feeling of like that hopeless feeling of like I can't do anything as a mom to save them. I just got to sit back and watch and hope that they get better. But that's all you really can do as a mom is just allow them to know that you still love them and that you're still there for them. And at the end of the day, when they're ready to stop doing whatever they're doing, they'll reach out to you and they'll ask for help. And yeah, I don't like to see moms blame themselves for things that it's not your fault, regardless of what they're going through. Because I mean, they're their own human beings, and they are gonna have to go through that stuff by themselves. Um, and I know that doesn't really make it any better to hear that it's not your fault, but it's better to know it's not your fault and know that you can't do anything to stop it and know that you have to just sit back and wait for them than it is to sit there and beat yourself up every day thinking that it's your fault. Because my mom still to this day asks me, what did we do wrong as parents? And I tell her, like, there's nothing, you didn't do anything wrong. It's not on you that I became a drug addict. It's not, doesn't have to do with the parenting. Didn't have to do nothing to do with um, what my mom did. You know, it wasn't my mom's fault. My mom never wanted me to be a drug addict. My dad never wanted me to be a drug addict. But they were always there. I mean, my dad showed us tough love, and he loved us from afar because he didn't want to watch his sons die because he watched his brother die, and then me and my brother fell into meth addiction. And my dad, obviously, with good reason, had the idea that we were going to die. Um, I did lose a leg. So for anybody that hasn't seen it, this is my prosthetic leg. This is the this is what you get when you play dangerous games with drugs. Okay, because what happened with my leg was, so I was born with a disability, anyways, and about 5 years ago, I was still hooked on meth, and actually it might have been longer than it, might be 6 years now. But I was still doing dope, and I was doing other drugs, and I got a hole in my foot. Well, where I'm from, if you go to the hospital, they check for warrants of your arrest, just to make sure that they're not letting go a convicted felon or somebody that, I'm not a convicted felon, somebody that has a warrant. So I refused to go to the hospital, and I continued to do the drugs. Well, one day I was like walking around, and I kept falling, and it's because my legs stopped working on me. So I did antibiotics for 6 months, but the thing is, the antibiotics weren't working on my leg because I was still smoking meth and snorting meth, and um, so the way meth works is it chokes out your blood vessels, like your white blood and your white blood cells. It chokes those out, so your body's not being able to heal itself, even with the antibiotics. It's basically fighting off the antibiotics, and then the antibiotics are just building up in your body and not doing anything. Um, so about 6 months after I started doing the antibiotics, they told me it wasn't working, and they told me that basically I had a choice to make, and it was either I was going to lose my life or I was going to lose my leg. So obviously, I took the easier choice of the two, which was losing my leg. Um, but I can't say it was easy, and it still is not easy to this day to have a prosthetic leg. Um, but there's part of me that believes that it was karma for everything that I did. Because I was not a good person through my drug addiction. I would rob people. I'd steal from people. I would hold people at gunpoint if they owed me money. I ran around with people I shouldn't have been running around with. Um, and I hung out with these friends of mine that were like, we weren't your average people. We were like the kind of people that we stuck together even through our drug addiction. Um, but so yeah, I mean, in all reality, I believe that me losing my leg it was karma. It was life teaching me a lesson about why I needed to stop being a drug addict. Um, so then I stayed sober for the 5 years after losing the leg, and then um, or not 5 years, about it was probably like 2 3 years after I lost the leg. My boss hired a guy on, and unbeknownst to me, this guy was a drug dealer. Um, and I didn't know that. I didn't know nothing about it. My boss didn't know nothing about it, obviously, or else he probably wouldn't have hired the guy. But I worked with this guy for maybe shit, it's probably 2 months, and we were out back having a smoke break, and he pulls out this baggie, and I'm like, oh shit. And I knew what was in the baggie, obviously, because I had done meth for as long as I did. Um, and he said, "Hey, you ever done this shit?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was a fucking meth addict, bro." Um, and so I relapsed, and then now I've been sober about 2 years. I had to turn myself into rehab for the second time in my life, but it was that point of, so there's this video online where this girl says, I mean, it's supposed to be a funny video, but it's not funny at the same time because I understand what it meant. She said, I guess rock bottom has a basement, and I guess I found it. Well, in my life, after I lost a leg and I lost all that, I lost everything, and then I gained it back after that 5 years, 4 years, whatever it was. And then in a matter of 4 months, I threw it away again. I had worked this job for 7 years and then lost it because I was a crackhead. I was doing more drugs than I was doing my job. Um, so just became this shitty person again, and then I ended up having to turn myself in to rehab again. And it was the most heartbreaking thing in the world to me because I had to tell my parents I had to go to rehab again because I couldn't stop. And now I'm sober after 2 years, and I feel so much different. I come out and I do these videos for you guys, and it makes me actually feel like a normal human being again. It makes me feel like my story is appreciated. It makes me feel like people are actually getting good vibes out of these videos, and that people are understanding these videos and realizing what I'm trying to teach is just because I have a disability and I lost a leg and I've been through a drug addiction, there's nothing you can't do. And even through everything I've been through, I continue to keep doing what I got to do. Um, I'm sorry to hear that you have cancer. Period, because that sucks. Like I wouldn't. I have a buddy. My buddy Skip had cancer. Had bone cancer. Luckily, they were able to save his. But no, I mean, I just want people to realize if I can do anything, then you guys can do the same thing. And I'm proud of you for continuing to keep going. Anybody that's ever struggled through anything in their life, I appreciate the fact that you make the effort to keep going and that you don't give up and that you continue to fight, because even through everything you go through, at the end of the day, there is some kind of little bit of white hope in there, a little bit of white light that can outshine all the bad. Um, and even though you're going through what you're going through and you're dealing with your kids having drug addictions and everything, don't ever let that make you give up. Don't ever let that make you think that you can't continue making yourself happy and making your life happy for you. Because one thing, even as a mom, you got to understand that you know sometimes in life you got to make that selfish decision to, some people call it selfish. I really don't. But that decision to worry about what's going on in your life and helping your life and making sure you have a happy life and that you're living a happy way. Um, and you got to make sure that you never give up in any way ever. And that's all you have to do is just do your best, and that's all that matters. At the end of the day, it's all about you get like I said, you got to be selfish in when it comes to your recovery, or through when it comes to your health and when it comes to things that you're dealing with in your own life. You can't always sit around and worry about trying to fix other people's lives and trying to save other people, because at the end of the day, the only person that can save someone is themselves. Um, I mean, except for like in our cases where we had physical disabilities or physical ailments. You can't always fix your physical ailments, but you can also make sure that that never stops you from doing something. Don't ever let that slow you down. Don't ever let that make you feel like you're less than, because you're not. Everybody has beauty in them. Everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to find their own peace. Um, and that's what this is about. Is you just got to find your own peace. Yes, and that's all you can do is let them make you stronger. Um, and that's the thing that people don't realize. The strongest people in this world, they're not all these rich people, all these fucking disrespectful, judgmental people. It's the people like us that fight through real life stuff. Um, and we're not people that are so worried about money and everything else. Like I come out and do this. A lot of YouTubers come out and do the things that they do for money. That's not what I'm out here doing this for. I'm doing this to be a light at the end of a tunnel to show people if I can do these things, so can you. Um, if I'm not giving up, don't ever let life make you give up. Um, no matter what fight you fight in life, it's never worth giving up. And you are right. I'm the same way, and I hate money. Money is not a thing. I know we all have to have money at the end of the day, but that's not, and that's really not that important to me. It's more about sending people good vibes and making people smile and making people feel like they're not alone. Making sure people know that even if you don't know me as a person, we've never met in person, I still love every single person that watches my videos. I still love everybody that likes my videos. I love people that dislike my videos. I love people that leave bad comments. I love people that love make good comments. Um, and even if you're not doing all those things and you're just coming on to view these videos, like that is all that matters to me. Is that you hear what I have to say and you sit and watch it, and hopefully throughout your day maybe it'll make you feel a little better about, you know, you're seeing all these other people that have gone through stuff, um, and if they can do it, you can do it too. Because there's people that watch my videos that have no ailments at all. They never fought through addiction. They've never, they fight through things because there's nobody in life that can say that they do not fight with things in their head. There's nobody in life that can say that they haven't had setbacks. Even those rich people that act all snooty and uppity and all these other things, they've been through stuff in their lives. They just let it turn them into these shitty people. Um, and it's just like those people that think they're better than. Like, there's nobody that is better than anybody. Let's be real. We all are fighting our own worlds. Like, in all reality, like, because you gotta look at it this way: it's like we all look at the world differently. Even if we have similar opinions, we all see the world differently through our own eyes. And so you have those shitty, remarking bad people that think that they're better than everybody else, but it's partially those people who have never been through real shit in their lives, like us. Um, and the only thing we really can do is focus on ourselves, focus on one day at a time. That's one thing that I try to get people to understand. Stop. Don't worry about what happens in the future. Don't worry about what happened in the past or in the past. Worry about what's going on today. Worry about making today a better day. Don't worry about what's coming tomorrow because that's tomorrow. Um, so don't worry so much about what's going to happen in the past or in the future and what happened in your past. Um, a buddy of mine explained this really interesting thing to me. It's a saying that says, um, "There's a reason why they make the front windshield of a car so big and then they make the rear view mirror so small. It's because you need to focus on the bigger picture of what's in front of you and stop worrying about what's behind you." Because every once in a while you got to look back at what's happened in your past, but that doesn't mean you got to let it slow you down. That doesn't mean you got to let it hurt you. Um, don't let it slow you down. After the last few years, you made me feel better about plot and myself, kids, teaching. And that's the thing. People might sit around and blame you as a mother because they think that it's something that you did as raising your kids. But that's just people being judgmental dicks. Um, In all reality, it doesn't matter how much of a good mom you were. It doesn't matter how much you gave those kids. It doesn't matter how much love you gave those kids. At the end of the day, they made a choice to do drugs for the first time, and then now they're fighting through it. It's not easy. Um, and anybody that judges you throughout your days or throughout your life, you got to remember also, life is made like we're made to have haters. We're made to have people that hate on us. Um, if you didn't have people that hated on you, then you wouldn't have anybody, or you wouldn't. Let me rephrase it. If there's nobody hating on you throughout your life, then you're not doing something right. If people aren't judging you and making judgments on you, a lot of times it's because they're not looking inward at themselves and seeing how much of themselves they are judging. Because it's not about them judging you. It's about these fucking losers out here that can't face their own problems, and they like to belittle and judge other people and disrespect other people instead of looking inward at themselves and realizing maybe there's a reason why they're judging you. Maybe the reason why they're judging you is because they see a lot of you in themselves, so they want to be dicks about it. Very small-minded people. I did everything I could. Just one daughter is still on crack. We were made to be tested and twisted. Yes, and that's the thing is, I'm not a religious person. I'm not, but they say. I mean, if you are a religious person, I don't know if you are or not. Um, but one thing I've learned throughout my life is the only one, like as a religious person, you got to think of this. The only one that has the right to judge you is your God. And I don't care what religion you are. The only one that has the right to judge you is your God or your deities or your whatever you want to call it. Um, whether you're a Buddhist, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Catholic, whether you don't believe in God at all, whatever. I learned through addiction is to look at a higher power. And to me, my higher power is my mother. And as long as my mother and my father see me as doing good, then that's all that matters. And that's the thing. Life, God is, they also say God is not going to throw you anything that you can't handle. And it might not. That's one thing is that, I respect everybody's religion and everything, but everybody believes in God in the same, whether it's a different religion or whatever. At the end of the day, everybody's praying to a God or something that they believe in, and that's all that matters. Um, and that's the only one that has the right to judge you is your higher power or God or whatever it is that you believe in. And the only other person that has the right to judge you is yourself. And you gotta learn not to do that either, because that's another thing we do is addicts or people that fight through depression or whatever it is. We beat the shit out of ourselves more than anything else. Um, and we need to learn to love ourselves before we can change ourselves. Because you can't make yourself better until you learn to love the one you are right now. You can't make yourself better if all you're seeing is you're seeing yourself as just a piece of shit and this bad person. If you're sitting around looking at yourself that way, you're never going to get better because you're looking at yourself as this bad person. You're not looking at the fact of, yeah, yes, I'm an atheist because I'm not really into that religious stuff. I mean, I believe that there's something out there that's bigger than us. I just don't. I'm not going to put a name on it. Um, and it's just one of those things you got to realize through life, like even like you said, even if you're not a judge or a religious person, you gotta that's even better. Look at yourself look inward at yourself and realize the only one that has the right to judge you is yourself, and you should only be judging yourself with good things. Like, 'cause if you're always talking negative and shitty about yourself, your whole life's just going to continue to be negative and shitty. Um, the only way you're going to fix your life and make your life better and make yourself happy is if you start to see the good in yourself. Don't get me wrong, like we have the right to look, we got to be able to look at our bads to get better, but that doesn't mean sit around and judge yourself. Um, I used to judge myself as an addict all the time. I used to tell myself I was a piece of shit, um, that I deserved to die because of everything I did. Um, I say that I didn't deserve the family got because they were a better family than I could ever ask for, even though they deserve better than me. Um, but I've done that for my whole life, and see, that's all that matters. As long as you build yourself up, you don't need anybody else's opinion. Nobody else's opinion about you matters. Only opinion that matters is your opinion about yourself. Um, and never, like, if you are thinking negative about yourself, I challenge you to do this. I challenge you to go out, get up every day and write 5 good things about yourself. Because when you look at those 5 good things that you see about yourself, your day is going to, and do that right when you start your day. Write 5 good things about yourself. Like, especially if you wake up and you're thinking negatively, just grab a piece of paper, write 5 good things you see about yourself, no matter how hard it is to think of things that you see good about yourself. I challenge you to take this challenge and get up every day and write 5 good affirmations about yourself. Whether it's, oh, I'm a beautiful person, whether I love myself, whether I do good things for other people, whether it's, I did my best as a human being throughout my day, whatever it is that you say good about yourself, do it every day and do 5 good things. Or even if you don't want to write 5 good things about yourself, get up, go to the bathroom or wherever you have a mirror and say good 5 things out loud about yourself. The only reason I say write them down is because it makes it almost more real when you see it on paper. Um, so that's one thing I do is I'm not much of a writer, but I'll get up and I'll go in the mirror and I'll tell myself 5 good things I see about myself. And it doesn't matter whether it's the same 5 things every day. Eventually, so as people, it takes 30 days to develop a habit. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. It takes 30 days to develop a new habit. So whether it's a workout routine, whether it's a eating routine, whether it's learning how to not do drugs, whether it's how to be more positive about yourself. So let's say go on in the morning and write 5 good things about yourself for 30 days. Don't miss one day for 30 days. And your mind will automatically pick up, okay, this is a new habit of mine to write good things about myself. So you will continue just subconsciously, you'll do it more and more and more. Um, please do try it for, like I said, even for 30 days. And then after that 30 days, whether you're writing it down or not, your mind automatically will start thinking good things about yourself every morning when you wake up. It'll start thinking good things about you every day you wake up. You'll start seeing more and more good things about yourself. And that can be with anything. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of whether it's your depression, whether it's anger, whatever it is, just doing those 5 things, not only will it make you feel better throughout the day, because even no matter how shitty your day goes, after those 5 things you write about yourself, at the end of the day, you're going to think back and what were those 5 things I said this morning? Okay, and then it's going to reset your day again, and you're going to be like, cool, I remember these 5 things I said good about myself, and you'll start to believe more and more good things about yourself. Well, and I don't want to take credit for knowing these things that I know, because it took me a long time to learn the things I know from other people that have been where I'm at. Um, And that's one thing is like, so when I was on drug addiction, I refused to look in a mirror. Oh, okay. That's that's a lot of what I'm trying to do out here. Is I'm trying to get people to just to listen and try to take something from what I'm teaching people. And it's not like I said, it's me more of relaying what I was taught. Um, and like I said, another thing, and this will help you throughout your day. So if you wake up today and you just don't want to get up and you just don't want to do anything, this is something another thing I've learned. If you get up in the morning and the first thing you do every morning, start doing this for 30 days. You wake up, you make your bed. So if you this is another thing, it's a psychology thing. If you do this thing for 30 days, make your bed every day. And just get up just even if you do it one day, like get up tomorrow, make your bed. Okay? Cuz after you make your bed, you've already accomplished one good thing throughout the day. Even though it's just making your bed, it's one good thing. So no matter how bad the rest of the day goes, when you get home and you see that bed made, you're still going to think to yourself, even if I couldn't accomplish anything else throughout my day, this day has been shitty. I get to come back and look at that the way I made that bed. So I did accomplish something, even if I don't feel so throughout my day. Um, and it works. I started doing it. I make my bed, and then I feel good throughout the day. I can be having the shittiest day of my life, and then I get home to lay in my bed and I see it. I see that it's clean, it's good, it's made up, and I can lay in my bed and think, man, this may have been a shitty day, but at least I accomplished something. Yeah, that's all, and that's all it is. It's you set a goal for yourself every day, even if it's a small, simple goal. The fact that you set it for yourself, and then as soon as you finish that one thing, because that's the goal you set for that day to finish. As soon as you finish that goal, the rest of the day can be shitty all at once because you're gonna know at the back of your head, I accomplished something that I wanted to do throughout the day. That's a lot of why I tell people when I come on and I do these, I go live every day now, and it's because it's consistency. It makes me feel better throughout my day to do something consistently every day and come on here and film and talk to you guys every day. And then I come out and I find places like this that are peaceful and calm because like I said, I start drug and alcohol classes at 8:30 in the morning through 11:30. So if that beginning of that part of my day sucks or I'm just not in the mood to do it or whatever, I make sure that after those classes and everything else, I go and I jump on my bike and I come out here and film because not only filming for you guys makes me feel a million times better. Um, because not only do I film for you guys, but after I film, I get to go back and watch my videos and see just how much engagement my videos get. I see how much comments my stuff gets. I see how many views it gets just in general. And just being able to say, okay, so I went out and shot my video. This many people seen it. I mean, and it could be 5 people seeing it. It don't matter to me. As long as those 5 people got to see it, um, it's amazing. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. Like other people like you guys coming in here and putting things in the chat, and then people can come through and read what you say and see what helps you. You might not know it, but somebody else seeing that comment is going to automatically think, okay, if this worked for this person, maybe I should try it. Um, and I'm not saying that's why you should put a comment or anything, because even if you choose not to comment on my videos, that's okay. And see, that's what matters to me is being able to help, even if it's one person, because the fact that I helped you feel better throughout your day, just talking, um, that makes my day. So even it like because it's just pretty much been you and me on here talking for the most part. Um, the fact that I could reach you and talk to you, that makes the rest of my day. Um, just the fact that you came on and communicated with me, that sets a precedence for the rest of my day. Now the rest of my day is going to be good because now I've accomplished something that I wanted to do, and I got to help somebody else. Which is, like I said, 90% of this channel is just to help other people and make other people feel good. Like, and that's even if I'm having a shitty day. If I come out here and I shoot these videos, and at the end of the day, it didn't help me, but it helped somebody else. That right there that will help me. Um, and I know I babble on a lot because I have a frantic mind. Um, but I do love all you guys. I love you guys more than you even understand. And like I said, it's not about, oh, I know you and we're best friends and I love you because I know you as a friend. No, I just choose to love everybody. That's my thing. Is I choose to tell everybody throughout my day that I love them. I appreciate that. I try to be as respectful as possible to everybody. Even if I'm having a bad day, I try to show other people respect because, like, you got to remember at the end of the day. So even if somebody's disrespecting, you got to realize at the end of the day, you never know what's going through that person's head throughout their day. Um, and I appreciate that. The respect I appreciate because there's a lot of times I get people on here that just say unnecessary and disrespectful things, but it's fine because at the end of the day, like I was saying, even if somebody's disrespectful to you, which don't I'm not saying it's okay for anybody to be disrespectful to you ever, regardless of the situation. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, like, none of us know what's going through another person's head. Like, we don't know what that person's going through. Um, so that's actually one of my favorite things to say. It's just a kind. That's one place I always. One thing. It's one thing I do want to. So just so everybody's clear. So even at the end of the day, once this channel blows up and I'm actually being paid for it, the the money that's going to come from this channel is the only thing it's going to be used for is one. Um, we're going to start doing traveling and stuff so we can go to different states and so we can meet our fans, we can meet new people, we can meet you guys. Yeah. See that? That's why we have over here. It means a whole different thing. So I mean, it means the same thing, but a different thing. It's over here. You can't just like over there. It's okay to say it. Here, it's a lot more frowned upon, I guess. Like if I use that word, like even if my mom I ever even thought about calling my mom that, even in a joking way, she's gonna knock the shit out of me. But I would never. I also would never do that. even in like, don't get me wrong, me and my dad used to call people that jokingly, but or if somebody was actually being one, we'd call them that, but never. One, I would never use that word towards a female, not even in a joking way, because out here it means something a lot. It means something very, very disrespectful out here. Um, so it's kind of different, and especially when it comes to my mama. But um, but no, I just want everybody to understand, like, throughout your day, no matter how bad it gets, or no matter what happens throughout life, I mean, through your day or whatever, if you can find one small thing to be happy about, that is all that matters. Oh, see, well, and that's another thing that I want to do with this channel is, when I start getting paid for it, I want to go out and help people that have been in similar situations like what we've been in. Um, Not only that, I want to go out once this channel gets big and people start to know me and know who I am, and know about my life and everything else. I want to be able to go to different places and uh, actually go to be able to meet our subscribers and meet our people that watch our videos and things like that. And then be able to like help mothers and stuff that are in need, that have need, like, that struggle with being single parents, um, people that have fought through drug addiction, helping them get to rehabs, um, helping people that are out, like homeless people out on the street. I want to be able to get to a point where I can help homeless people out. Um, and that's the whole helping drug addicts out. It's one of those things that, so I'm certain in Oregon, in the United States, there's Oregon, and so I'm certified as a peer support over in Oregon. Um, but I have to get my recertification over here in Boise. I don't. I just want to know what it says. Yeah. See, I'm not. I would never do that because. So this is another thing about me, that you might not know, because I mean, you're kind of newer to this, to me. But I live personally in a homeless shelter right now in Boise, Idaho. I've lived in the homeless shelter for a year and 6 months. Um, and it was because I got kicked out of a sober home in a place called Ontario, Oregon, because I have one leg and I wasn't able to make it back and forth to the classes. So I was kicked out, and now I live in a homeless shelter for the time being. But so that's another thing, is I'm never going to disrespect anybody that's been where I've been, and I'm not going to disrespect anybody anyways. I'm not. I was raised to show people full respect until they give you a reason not to. And in that, just fuck them. At the end of the day, if people want to disrespect you, fuck them. They're just not worth your time, to be honest. That's another thing. I want people to understand throughout their day. Like, if somebody says something negative to you, don't let that steal your energy. Do not let another human being steal your energy ever. Um, and as people that fight through depression and anger and drug addiction, or having people that have had a drug addiction, people like if somebody says something disrespectful to us, sometimes we hold on to it, and we let it steal our energy. Like we let it make us upset throughout the day. Like even if somebody yells at you, don't let that steal your energy. Make the best out of the day and just ignore that and realize that there's probably something going on in that person's head, and they're probably talking shit to you because they feel about some bad about something inside themselves. But that's one thing, is you can never let other people, human beings, steal your energy. Nobody deserves to steal your energy. Um, yeah, that's the thing, is a lot of times, like, even when I like on here, when people say disrespectful things, um, I don't like fire back at them or anything else. I just usually thank them for the comment and tell them I hope they have a better day, and that I hope that whatever's bugging them they can get help with. Because at the end of the day, like, nobody's really mad at you; they're mad about something else in their life. Um, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should let people disrespect you, because that's not it. No, and that's 100% fact. Just because somebody does something wrong to you doesn't mean it's okay to do something wrong back to them. Like, that's not going to change anything. All it's going to do is just put you in the wrong with them. Because, if you let them say something bad to you and you just continue on about your day and not let it bug you, one, that person didn't get what they wanted. They didn't get the chance, they didn't get to steal your energy because you didn't let them. Two, they'll sit back and think, okay, well, this person didn't react the way I wanted them to, so maybe I should stop doing what I'm doing because it's not doing anything. Um, and it took. I used to be that guy that used to say rude ass shit to people and disrespectful, like through my when I was in my drug addiction. Um, but that was because I was so high out of my mind that I didn't even realize 90% of the times what I was saying, or 90% of the time that I was the one in the wrong. Like it didn't click in my head. Hey, you're the one being an asshole, not anybody else. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta pull my battery charger out of my bag. Okay. But no, so there is a difference between being understanding, and then being a pushover. And, you know, there's a difference between having somebody say something bad to you and then continue on about your day and ignoring it, than there is having somebody disrespect you, continue to disrespect you, and continue to disrespect you. That's not okay. You can't let somebody continuously disrespect you, but you can also not let that person mess with your life. Like, you also, like, don't let them steal your energy. Just make sure you set boundaries and you don't let people cross your boundaries. Because you have every right to have boundaries and be able to set a line down and make sure that nobody crosses that boundary. Because nobody has the right to disrespect your boundaries. Doesn't matter if they're your family, it doesn't matter if they're your significant others, it doesn't matter who they are. Nobody has the right to cross a boundary that you set forth. And if you have somebody doing that to you, don't continuously let them do it. What I am saying is, if somebody just walks by and says some snarky shit to you, don't just fire back at them and start talking shit to them and saying, "Oh, you're a piece of shit because you did this," or whatever. Just ignore it, act like it doesn't bug you, and kill people with kindness. Yeah. So, yeah, it's Vivian is my grandma's name. She died when I was 13, and it actually was the precipice of what made my life go a really bad way. Um, because after my grandma died, me and my brother, because my grandma lived on a camper on our property. So when she died and she was gone, it made me and my brother really angry people. Um, we kind of hated the world at that point because my grandma was my number one. My mom and my grandma and my dad are number one to me, because they raised me. My mom, dad, and grandma all raised me. Uh, they're the only ones pushing me to do things when the doctors told me I couldn't do things. Um, so when she passed away, it made me angry and it made my brother angry. And then my brother started going to jail, and me and my brother were inseparable as kids. Like, that's one thing that I will say about my brother. I love my brother with all my heart because me and my brother literally were raised together in the same room. Like, my sister had her own room, but me and my brother were always together, even through drug addiction. He's the one person that I knew 100%. I didn't have to worry about nothing bad happening to me because my brother was there. If something bad did happen, I know that he's there. Um, yeah. But so yeah, I was told my whole life that I couldn't do things, doctors, all that other shit. But my grandma was the one pushing me most of that time, and my dad, and my mom too. But my brother, on the other hand, like I said, me and him went through. Not only were we raised in the same room together, uh, anytime I wasn't running around doing whatever I was doing, I was with my brother. Um, yeah, I have one brother and one sister. Uh, and I love my sister too, but she was a girl off doing girl stuff, and me and my brother were always, riding bikes, doing crazy stuff together. Um, and we went through pill addiction together. I moved out with him when I was 18. Uh, and then we went through pill addiction together. We went through meth addiction together. And me and him are still to this day close as fuck. Um, like, he's one person that I mean, don't get me wrong, I miss my whole family, but I miss my brother more than anything because we went through all this shit together and we all survived. Now me and my brother are both sober. So it's the first time in our lives we've ever been sober together too. Um, he's I'm about 2 years sober, and he is 16 months sober now, I believe. He might actually be 18 months sober now. I appreciate you. I'm proud of you for fighting through everything that you fought through and keep going and keeping going, because that's a hard thing to do. There's a lot of people that would crumble under the pressure of dealing with cancer and dealing with having 3 kids that were drug addict or that are, I don't know if they are drug addicts or they were drug addicts. Um, but having that all on your plate and then still trying to balance a normal life is not easy, and I hope you understand that. Like, I understand how not easy what you've been through is, because you've been through hell and back too. And I just want you to never stop fighting. Never blame yourself for your kids being addicts. No matter and anything they go through, it's not your fault. It don't matter whether they make bad choices, go to prison, go to jail, whatever. You as a mom did nothing wrong. Um, you were a mother and you did what you could as a mother, and that's all that matters. Now your thing is just you need to make sure that you make yourself happy. Um, never stop fighting for any reason. Never stop fighting. You're stronger than that. You've already proven that you were stronger than that, and you deserve better. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have a positive attitude. You deserve to have nothing but good vibes in your life. You deserve to just be a happy person. Well, no, I mean that's the thing is it's more about it's not always about um, her being 100%. I mean, like, yes, I hope and pray that someday she finds sobriety and makes it through sobriety. But the fact that she's still working through it and she's um, living a semi-normal life, I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong, being a functioning addict is not much better than, it's not great even being a functioning addict. But you got to appreciate the fact also that even though through her drug addiction, she's still pushing and doing her best to live a life at least. Because some people, they don't even do that. They like when I was doing drugs, I wasn't working a job. I was selling meth. That was my job. Um, Selling drugs used to be what I did, and I had to fight many years to get to where I am now. And you just gotta just keep the faith in her that someday she's gonna find whatever peace she needs to get out of it. And that's all. You know what? And that's the thing. Use every way. Use the being treating. How people treated you and treated you shitty, and you know use that as a force to just push you to prove all those people wrong. Um, to prove to all those, not only to all those people that you don't need them, uh, but to prove to yourself that no matter what you go through, that you can make it. Because that's really, like I said, fuck what everybody else thinks about you at the end of the day. Fuck every single person at the end of the day, whatever they think about you. Because at the end of the day, they don't know the struggles you fought through. They don't know shit about you. They don't know your life. Even if they're your friends, doesn't mean they know your struggles. Just because somebody's your quote unquote friend, because I don't really have friends. I'm not gonna call my people friends. I have family. Even the people that I've chosen in the streets to be my family, they're my family, and they're not just friends. Um, but no, it's more about you seeing how hard you fought and you seeing how strong of a person you really are. And um, at the end of the day, you seeing it is all that matters. Fuck everybody else's opinion. Like even me, fuck my opinion, because at the end of the day, my opinion doesn't matter. It's only your opinion about yourself that matters. Um, and every struggle that you go through, just look at it as this is another opportunity for me to become stronger. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, and see, I'm 33 now, um, and there's still a lot of me that doesn't like myself. So I understand what you mean exactly. But I'm finding, as the time goes by, I'm finding small reasons to like myself more. Oh, what is this? Oh, I see it. Hey, Cedric, thank you for coming in. Yeah, I mean, my family, because of my drug addiction, a lot of times they didn't really want nothing to do with me, which they had every right to not want nothing to do with me. Um, because I was not being a good person. I was being a piece of shit, to be honest. That's one thing I will say. I use this to push myself, but I could tell you, I'll be 100% honest with you. I was a failure as a son. I was a failure as an uncle. I was a failure as a brother. Um, I was a failure as a human being altogether. And I use all that to just fuel me to keep doing better and better and better every day. Um, and use all my shitty stuff that I've done in my past as a reason to never go back that way. Yeah, at the end of the day, if people aren't good for your life, then they don't deserve a spot in your life until they choose that um, having you in their life is more important. And that sucks to even like as a mom, you kind of even have to get to that point with your kids is either they're going to make the right choice and be part or be better, or you kind of have to get to a point where you cut them off because they want you to coddle them and they want you to make them feel better about the fact that they want you to feel bad about the fact that they're addicts or whatever. And don't get me wrong, as a mom, I'm sure I know how bad it hurt my mom. But I also would tell my mom all the time it was never her fault and that nothing going on was ever my mother's fault. Because nothing I ever went through had was ever my family's fault. Yeah, and it may have been shitty, a shitty situation, but at the end of the day, you got to look at it as you saved yourself, and that's the best you can do. And sometimes it's not about at the end of the day what people. It's never at the end of the day about what other people think. It's about you made the right choice for what your life needed. I didn't realize we've already been on here for an hour and almost hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, and you need to, regardless of whether they blamed you or whatever, they're wrong. They're 100% wrong. It's not your fault anybody's an addict. It's not your fault that your kids were addicts. It's not your fault that they went down a bad road that they went down. And they have no right to even tell you that it was your fault because I'm sure you as a mom had probably tried to stop them many times from being drug addicts, but they didn't listen. I know. My mom did the same thing. She tried to stop us from being drug addicts, and we just kept doing it. Yeah, and that's all that matters is that you tried. And at the end of the day, though, like I said, um, just remember, no matter what, um, you are a wonderful, beautiful person, and you deserve nothing but good things in your life. Um, I appreciate you for coming on here, and I hope you get some sleep. And I thank you for coming in here and talking to me. So, but it's about been on here for about an hour and 30 minutes, so Yeah, you should definitely get some sleep. And I appreciate you for coming on here and talking. And anytime you're having a bad day, come on here and we can talk to us. I'm gonna be live around the same time every day, so you're more than welcome to come in and talk to us anytime. And just know, me and Skip, we do love you guys, every single one of you. Well, I'm glad I could make you feel a little better throughout your day, because that's all that matters to me is making other people feel good. But Skip is he's the other guy that works on these videos with me. He's usually my camera guy. He hasn't really been in a lot of videos, but he's my best friend out here. He's a 61-year-old dude that I consider my best friend. But okay, I appreciate you very much coming in, and I know most people think that. But okay, I appreciate you, and I will be back on tomorrow about the same time. So if you want to come in and talk to us, you can. I'm gonna have hopefully I'll have Skip up there here with me at some point. That way you can meet him tomorrow. Been good talking to you too, and you stay true to you always.